Breaking news tonight, President Joe Biden says he will not be running for re-election. Thanks for joining us for WVLT News at 6:30. I'm Casey Wheelis. Biden released a statement earlier today ending his campaign for the 2024 election. He took to social media to make the announcement. He says it's been the greatest honor of his life to serve as president, but he thinks it's in the best interest of his party and the nation for him to stand down. He says he will speak to the nation later this week about this decision. And we do have team coverage for you tonight, starting with our Evan Lasik, getting reaction from those right here in East Tennessee.
President Joe Biden announcing today on social media that he will be stepping aside out of the 2024 presidential race. Instead, he is endorsing his current vice president to be the next Democratic nomination for presidency. So I was able to go out into the area around Knoxville and talk to some people about what their thoughts were on this announcement.
We were able to speak with Democrats and Republicans about what they think of President Biden's decision to step aside.
The Democratic Party had gotten just too divided in the past 2 or 3 weeks. They needed to make a decision. I think he stepped aside for the country because the Democrats needed to finally say, let's go. Let's get united. Let's beat Trump.
If he steps down from running for president after they've nominated him, I guess he should step down as president now. And, if he's not able to run the next 4 years, he should step down now. That's all I got to say.
As more news comes out on the 2024 presidential race, we will have that on WVLT News. You can check inside of our app for any more information that we get. In Knoxville, Evan Lasik, WVLT News.
Evan, thanks. Our team coverage continues with our Lexi Lepoff tonight. And Lexi, there is no precedent for a candidate who swept through a party's presidential primary, then dropped from the race so close to a national convention.
Casey, that's exactly right. There's no historical record to consult, and the party's rules are not always clear on the details of what will happen next. We do know now that the more than 3,000 delegates who are committed to President Biden are now free agents, and they can vote for any candidate that they choose. President Biden endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris to be the party's nominee, but his delegates do not have to follow his lead. However, it does give her a leg up. In the statement earlier today, Harris says it's her intention to earn and win this nomination, and one of those more than 4,000 Democratic National Convention delegates making that decision, Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon. I spoke with her earlier today and asked her who she plans to support.
I'm not willing to say that because I don't know. I have had the opportunity to meet and spend time with Vice President Harris. She's a very impressive woman. I think Democrats are going to be united in nominating someone who can win in November. That's the bottom line, and that's the person that I'm going to be supporting.
Democratic National Convention is next month, kicking off on August 19th in Chicago, but we could know the nominee before then. Party leaders were considering a virtual roll call to name a nominee earlier in the month, but with the developments today, the party is going to have to decide if they still want to go through with that plan. And if the Democrats wait to pick a nominee until the last day of the convention, they risk challenges from Republicans looking to block the Democrat from the ballot in states with ballot deadlines. Party officials have made it clear that they prefer to avoid that scenario.
Thanks, Lexi. You've been digging into this complicated process, but we'll continue to keep you informed.